You see this behind me. You see this wall behind me, right? It looks like a library, doesn't it? And it is a library. It's my cookbook library. It's where I'm often doing my treasure book series, is sitting here in this chair. But this is more than a library. This, for me, was my escape route. The escape from being a line cook, not very well educated and not very well paid line cook. Until I started cracking the books, that would have been my fate. But because of my love of books and because of my adoration of learning from the books, the escape route, the magic carpet ride, continued to this day. I'm holding two books here, Great Chefs of France and Food by Waverly Root. This book is like, you can come in, camera lady. This book is an encyclopedia of food by this masterful writer named Waverly Root. This is the kind of book where if I came across a food or a term I didn't know, odds are that Mr. Root would have covered it in here. He would not have probably much to have said about the kind of cuisine I got into, which was Latin, Caribbean, New World cuisine, because this is dominated by, especially by France, but other countries in Europe as well. But boy, extraordinary book, and it's probably available for a song, and I bet it's even a soft cover. This book was a transformational book in my life and the lives of other chefs I've spoken to. The Great Chefs of France. This book I think I bought in 1979, and I don't know how I could afford it in 1979. Obviously, I beat it up pretty good. This book, though, as opposed to Food by Waverly Root, this book goes into 20 or 25 of the 3-star chefs of France at this point in time. This is long before the internet, long before YouTube, all of that. So these photos are what moved me and the generation of chefs that I am amongst to get a clue on what it looked like in these kitchens. Here's the kitchen of Paul Bocuse. That's his wife standing there at the pass. I imagine Chef Paul was cooking. Alain Chapelle. I mean, not as well known, but revered by so many of his own generation, but of our generation, my generation as well. This library is what I'm talking about, or a library, any library. You can go to a public library and get cookbooks if you can't afford them yourself right now. And I imagine a lot of young people can't, but you do have the other opportunities with more modern day technology like YouTube. This turned into something called my dream sheets. And this began with just a small notebook, inexpensive notebook you could buy from the drugstore. Later, it morphed into them being on my computer, my laptop, which my son, age 10, began to teach me how to utilize. It wasn't a laptop at that point in time. And here in the dream sheets, in the dream files, I began to build a concordance of the things that I wanted to try and move from dreaming to reality. Here is how I eventually began to divide it up, much like you'd put a book. Dreams now, amuses. First plates, fish and shellfish. Then and this isn't static. Is it like, in 1994, I stopped doing it. I still do it. I still look for this. When I'm going to do a party, for instance, I might go into the dream sheets and see what I was thinking of. Dreams, concepts, techniques, tools, words, all of these things. these are the tools of a chef. These are the things that you can create for yourself. This is not going to be found online. This is not going to be in a YouTube video unless I make that YouTube video, I suppose. But I just continued. At first, I did not divide it into first plates and seafood plates and meat plates, but eventually, so that I was not floundering in just an endless list with no chapters, I began to create the chapters. This one has a file data going back to 2003. I could revisit these ideas, and I might find one that I want to apply to something I'm doing now. Or it might lead me down another path. I don't know. But the point is you do find your inspiration in the works of others. You study. You go back to your kitchen. You put things into practice. You work with your teams. And then you might be driving. You might be playing pool with a friend. You might be just taking a walk. And you might go, wait a minute. What if I used this citrus fruit with that fish? What if I did this with that? Meat, birds, game. My point is that this is not only a library. This is the chance to advance, to grow, to wonder, to wander, and to escape what might have been a blue-collar job that never morphed into something that took me around the world. All right. Thanks for visiting. I hope you put your dream sheets together or whatever you call your own. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you again soon.